Summon the power of galaxy beasts for the timeline, bring the peace. If you want war, you don't want to deal with the galaxy force. Surf the stars, gotta stay of course. Standing in the way of danger, gave it all just to be a ranger, protecting family and strangers, or anybody that feels a danger. We the warriors of time, stuck in our prime, ready to combine, serving the divine. Galaxy beast unleashed, we complete in some heat. We will lead through time just to fight the crime. Force Awakens, check the new designs. My Galaxy Morpher got an infinity battery. You better have a battery strategy. Oh yeah, we can be tragedy. Oh man, hey.
Chapter Power Rangers Galaxy Force, Chapter 4, War Games. We open up to a planet void of any life, except for the ones there for battle. Time has passed since Chapter 3 of the Galaxy adventure known as Galaxy Force. We are now on the verge of the Galaxy War, with the universe at stake. The Rangers of the Galaxy Force, along with the help of some newly found Rangers of the Mystic Realm, the Wizard Magic Rangers, banded together to fight evil known as the Lost Rangers, accompanied by an evil alien general, Slade, and his army of killers. This will be the last battle fought, and will conclude Power Rangers Galaxy Force. The D-Verse is ready to set sail, but which team will be last standing when the dust settles? We turn to Galaxy Force Rangers now fully gathered and training up for the coming war. Inside of the Land Command Center, the commander is going over strategies with its lead officers and the Guardian Ranger, who is yet to reveal himself.
Guardian, thank you for rescuing my Rangers in such clutch time.
The Guardian Ranger turns and looks away and says,
"I'm not done with this war yet. Your team still needs power, and there's only one way to achieve it."
As he turns and leaves, the door shuts behind him. He thinks to himself,
I hope they survive to accomplish that mission.
We go to a training area where Bringer and the newly named Red Ranger Max are training.
Come on, Max. Show me that Red Ranger energy.
If that's what you want, let me show you a new move I worked on in the VR.
Didn't I tell you all those games don't equal the real speed in battle? You need to learn how to move in real time.
As the two continue throwing kicks and punches at each other, Max begins to smile and does a backflip before landing on the table behind him. He says,
Here comes my new finisher.
Bringer laughs and says,
That's real cute. Bring it on.
Max then leaps into the air, twisting his body, throwing his sword in the air while landing, going for a series of punches until Bringer grins and a yellow aura begins to flow around his body. Then he dodges out of the way before Max could hit a hit. Bringer laughs as Max's sword comes down and hits him on the head. The two share a laugh together as the Guardian Ranger walks in with the others behind him.
Okay, team, gather around. We need to talk.
Everyone is there: Jason, Tony, Jen, Brax, and even the commander. The Guardian Ranger then steps in front of everyone and speaks.
The past year, Galaxy Force has been dealt the biggest blow in Ranger history. A Time Nex has popped up out of nowhere and caused so much damage. We also encountered a deadly enemy known as the Lost Rangers, who have awakened and are determined to destroy everything we love. We are at war, and that means we all have to get stronger. It's time for Galaxy Beast integration.
As the whole room goes silent, Tony speaks up and asks,
Wait, what do you mean by that? Am I the only one here who's still wondering who the heck this Ranger is?
Brax chimes in.
Tony, let him finish. Don't forget, he was the one who saved us all in the end.
Jason, who was still shaken and visibly in distress, says,
Not all of us were saved. Don't forget, there's a reason why we have a new Red Ranger.
then looks around and jokingly says,
Hi, I'm Max. I'm new here. I like video games and hip hop.
Jen starts to laugh and responds,
Max, it's okay. You don't have to reintroduce yourself. We are well aware of who you are.
Burger then cuts in and says,
That's true. But who the hell is the Guardian Ranger? And what the hell is Galaxy Beast integration?
Guardian Ranger speaks up and says,
All questions will be answered, but first, Galaxy Beast integration is you Rangers becoming fully one with your protector beast. It's an extremely dangerous process, but the end results will give you the best chance at winning this war. The Force Awaken Mode Fire.
as everyone is left shocked, Jason then speaks up.
And how do we know this will work? How can we trust someone we never seen before?
Just then, the Guardian Ranger looks at Jason and responds,
That's an easy question, because you all have seen me before.
As he begins to unlatch his helmet to reveal himself, he says,
Time works in a mysterious way. We all have a role to play in the game of life. To achieve Galaxy Beast integration, there's two ways.
As he pauses, he's taking off his helmet.
One method, the easy way, which you all will be using, or the hard way, by death.
Entire Galaxy Force facility is now shaken by the reveal of the Guardian Ranger being Davis, the previous Galaxy Force Red Ranger, who was believed to be dead. The scene switches to a dark side of the field, with the Lost Rangers gathered in a room with an empty throne. In walks Amon. As he looks at the others who are now kneeling before him, he speaks.
Rise, my Rangers! No need to dirty your knees for a fellow lost warrior. We're all equal.
Ada, Solar, Noah, and Sophia all begin to stand and salute Amon. As he sits on the throne, Sophia then speaks.
Amon, I would like to embark on an undercover mission. I believe it will be vital to us winning this upcoming war.
Solar butts in and says,
What sneaky schemes do you plan on releasing on those dirty Galaxy Rangers? I myself can't wait to race that yellow punk.
Looks at Solar and says,
This time run circles around him while I'll drop hell from the sky. That will surely be the end of them for good.
Amon cuts in and says,
Those all sound like excellent plans. Let's use them all. Hell, let's use every trick in the book to destroy those pathetic excuse of Rangers. Let's show them who's the real true warriors of the galaxy.
Could finish, Noah chimes in and says,
What about that Guardian Ranger that stopped you on that weird planet?
Amon very angrily says,
Don't worry about that bastard. I have a special present for him next time we meet.
As he turns to the right, he calls in.
Now is the time, my friend.
While looking back at the others, he introduces a new Lost Ranger.
Here's my gift to the Galaxy Force. Our new Lost Ranger, a great friend of mine, and an evil alien war general, Shatas. The Zeo Lost Ranger.
They all share an evil laugh together as Beta steps up and says,
Now that we're all here, I'm ready to start this war and burn everything down.
Well, I hope you keep that dragon of yours full all this time.
Beta responds back to Solar.
Why would I do? I look like a good guy, but don't worry. Once he gets on the battlefield, he'll have plenty to eat.
Sophia then speaks.
Yes, an alien. I like those horns. It's awesome. And you got the color grey for ranger color? That's a look, my guy. I do have one worry. We are going up against a whole galaxy army. They may not all be rangers, but they still have the numbers. It's only 6 of us.
Grins and says,
That's why my gift is so important to this war, Shatais. Please show my dear friends why they call you the evil warlord of sound.
As Shataz steps back and whispers, he begins to clone himself, making 20 copies of himself in an instant, all sharing his strength and appearance. Amon then says,
My dear friend is a man of little words, but as you could tell, once he does speak, there's enough of him to go around. Oh yeah, and the sweet part.
As Shataz and his clones begin to take out their morphers, they instantly transform into the Gray Zeo Ranger.
See, we are just a team of 6 lost rangers. We have an army of grays to go with our wonderful color selection.
As the Lost Rangers begin to rejoice and celebrate their precede victory, we turn back to the Galaxy Force Command Center, where Jason is now sitting alone, looking out into the empty planet. He thinks to himself,
I still can't believe this is happening. How? Why? What the hell was going on?
Jen then walks in and sits with him. As she begins speaking with Jason, a pink aura begins to cover her as she looks at Jason and says,
Hey, you know you can't beat yourself up about this, right? It wasn't your fault. Nobody could have predicted this. But you have to remain calm and centered. We need you more now than ever.
Jason, now with tears in his eyes, says,
Was this all just a test for me? Why did I have to be the one at the center of this? Why me? Davis, I thought I was the reason he died. Was it all just for this new power?
Then Jen places her hand on his shoulder and responds,
Rather this be some master plan for power or just faith taking over. We can't stall on the past. We must live in the present moment. And at this time, we are all alive and well. Even though we're on the doorsteps of war, we can't lose ourselves or our purpose for being rangers.
Brax then slowly walks in and says,
Jen, those powers of yours will always bring tears to my eyes. But Jason, she is right. We started this fight together, and now the gang fully healed. There's nobody who can stop us when we go Galaxy.
Next, we switch to another end of the Gap Command Center that appears to be the lab. There we see 6 testing tube as the Guardian Ranger Davis stands with some workers and the commander overseeing the preparation. Davis then speaks.
I'm sorry for all the distractions. Please forgive me. I know this is definitely not a part of the Galactic Space Patrol's agenda, but...
Before he could finish, the commander chimes in and says,
There isn't much we can do when we Destiny have control of the real. All we can do is put our seatbelts and enjoy the ride.
As they continue the preparation for the Galaxy Beast integration process, Tony walks by the lab but decides to not enter. Instead, he walks out of the command center completely and begins to journey to an empty cave a mile away alone. As he walks in, Tony speaks.
Shit, it's cold on this dumb planet. I can't wait to get back to my family. Man, this overtime is killing me.
But as Tony gets comfortable in a spot in the cave, a voice could be heard sneaking and speaking back to him.
Well, I'm glad I could be the one to keep you warm when you're feeling lonely at times like this.
Out walks Sophia, who comes in and sits right next to Tony. As they begin to get relaxed together, Tony then says,
Are you sure it's okay for us to be meeting up like this? I mean, we are about to go into war. It'd be seen as a huge act of betrayal if either one of us gets caught.
Sophia then laughs and says,
Don't worry, cutie. Everything will be okay. As long as we stay together throughout all of this.
Suddenly, Tony's eyes begin to light up pink as Sophia is holding his hands, and the light in the cave begin to dim. We turn to a magical portal where 3 magical wizards as Rangers exit. They demorph as 3 colors stand: red, blue, and yellow. The Red Ranger smirks as the other 2 look at each other, and then suddenly they rush inside of Galaxy Force Command Center. And this is where Chapter 4 ends. Galaxy Force. Next time on Galaxy Force, the war begins.